In our last file, Case 002 Raw, we witnessed the most dangerous production in Hollywood history, a set where 70 cast and crew members were mauled, scalped and bitten by the very predators they shared the screen with. It was a miracle no one died. But today's file is different. If Raw was a frantic scream for survival, Case 003 is about a silent, invisible execution. We're moving from the teeth of lions to the decay of atoms, and when, in 1954, Hollywood went to the Utah desert to film an epic, and they returned with a death sentence. This is Case 003, The Conqueror. So The Conqueror is not just a bad movie, it's arguably the most lethal production in the history of cinema. We're talking about a film so cursed, it makes The Exorcist look like a trip to Disneyland.
For while I have fingers to grasp a sword and eyes to see, your treacherous head is not safe on your shoulders.
If you're ready to dive into the radioactive wreckage of Howard Hughes' biggest mistake, strap in. In the mid-1950s, RKO Pictures decided to cast John Wayne, the ultimate American cowboy, as Genghis Khan, the Mongol warlord. If that wasn't bold enough, they decided to film on location in St. George, Utah. The trouble is, St. George was located just 137 miles downwind of the Nevada National Security Site, and only 1 year prior to that, the military conducted a series of 11 atmospheric nuclear tests. One shot in particular, Harry, gained the nickname Dirty Harry because it produced an extreme amount of radioactive fallout that didn't disperse, it settled. Reports at the time showed that St. George, Utah was hit with higher levels of radiation than any other populated area during the testing program. And when RKO scouts asked about the safety of the Utah desert, the Atomic Energy Commission were deceitful. They assured them there was no danger. In reality, they were monitoring radiation levels that were spiking well beyond what they publicly admitted. The government's priority was the advancement of nuclear weaponry during the Cold War. Admitting the dust was lethal would have grounded the program. John Wayne actually brought a Geiger counter to the set, and it clicked so loudly and frequently he reportedly thought it was broken or just reacting to natural minerals in the rocks. Howard Hughes wanted the look of the Utah desert to be consistent for the interior pickup shots. He ordered 60 tons of the red Utah soil to be shoveled into trucks and driven to RKO studios in Hollywood. The dust was spread across soundstages. Under the hot studio lights, the dust became airborne and was recirculated by the ventilation system. The actors weren't just standing in it, they were breathing concentrated radioactive particles in an enclosed space for weeks. The statistics for the film are haunting. Out of the 220 people who worked on the location shoot, 91 had developed cancer by the early 1980s, and 46 of them died of it, including the stars and its director. So why did so many people get sick? It's called internal alpha radiation. External exposure, standing near a source, is dangerous, but the skin offers some protection. But the inhaling or swallowing of dust, internalization, that's the killer. Once those radioactive isotopes get into the lungs or bloodstream, they lodge in the bones and organs, bombarding the surrounding tissue with radiation for decades. And it explains why the cancer didn't hit immediately, it incubated. And the fate of Howard Hughes is one of Hollywood's more darker legends. He spent millions trying to bury the film, but he couldn't bury the bodies. He spent his final years in a darkened room watching Genghis Khan ride across the radioactive desert on loop, a billionaire haunted by a ghost story he had funded, directed and distributed. Case 003 is closed. It's not just a movie, it's a tragedy.
There are moments for action, then I listen to my blood. I feel this Tartar woman is for me. My blood says take her.